Fox Business Alert, we are now 1 week into the Trump administration's new system to electronically refund the $166 billion in tariffs U.S. importers had paid to the government. The system, known as the U.S. Customs and Border Protection ACE portal, or CAPE, was put into place after the Supreme Court ruled President Trump's national security reasoning for imposing the tariffs was illegal. As you can see on your screen, look at this. To get the refunds, recipients need to create an ACE portal top account, enter banking routing information, and submit an application to claim the refunds. According to CBP and the court filings that the CBP has put out, as of this month, nearly 57,000 importers have completed the refund steps. Roughly $127 billion of the $166 billion in claims have been accounted for, and about 330,000 importers are eligible for these refunds. My next guest is the CEO behind the company that pushed and successfully overturned President Trump's tariffs on February 20th via the Supreme Court. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Learning Resources CEO Rick Woldenberg. Rick, welcome back. You filed on day one for the refund, the minute the portal was open. Tell us your experience then and where you are in the process right now.
Well, it went pretty smoothly for us. We put in about 5,000 entries in two separate submissions, and I think about 10 lines got rejected, probably for a data handshake. We had heard reports that the system got overwhelmed in the very early moments, sort of like applying for Taylor Swift tickets, but I think it reset and everything was fine. I think that CBP has done a great job, honestly. This is not an easy assignment for them, and it seems like their portal worked pretty well under some stress.
They did get it up and running relatively quickly, did they not? And as you file for these, when do you expect to see the money? And could I ask how much money you have filed to get back?
We filed for more than $10 million. There's still some left that will file in later stages as they open up more capabilities. They have said that the money will be processed in 60 to 90 days, and I take them at their word. So I am optimistic that we'll see refunds by July.
You are a small business. That was always the case, but you were the David that took on Goliath, and now a lot of Goliaths are benefiting from the work you put in to file this lawsuit. Citi is putting out a list, and they say that some of the biggest retailers in the world have actually filed to get their refunds, which by law they're allowed to do. That would include Walmart. You've got Target. Target's due about $2.2 billion. Walmart's looking for $10.2 billion. Nike, $1 billion. Kohl's, $550 million. Home Depot, Gap. They're looking for money here. And, I mean, how would these tariff refunds help retailers like them and your company to make things whole again? And it may not be permanent, right? I mean, the president says that he's considering other ways of imposing tariffs.
Well, I think that many of your viewers might agree that the money in the hands of businesses will be spent more efficiently. So we're glad to have the money back so we can invest in our business. We've actually been hiring people. We've got, I don't know, 20 openings right now, and we're busy trying to find those folks. We're going to spend the money to build a new facility, to develop new products, to hire people. So we're thrilled to have the money come back. Those numbers that you mentioned are pretty impressive. And I expect that those businesses on a larger scale will be able to put the money to good use, and that will create jobs. So I'm very optimistic.
Some businesses, I believe in some cases, you had to raise prices. Others, Nike has tried to absorb the costs because they don't want to pass it on to their consumers. Nobody really does. But does any of the money that you get back, do you foresee it's in some way, shape, or form going to the customers who already paid higher prices for some of the products you make?
Well, you know, we didn't push Humpty Dumpty off the wall, and so it's difficult to assign us the job to put them back together again. We certainly are concerned about how to navigate our prices back to where they should have been. And that's what we're doing. We forewent a price increase this year because we'd like to average our prices down and navigate to basically an inflation-based price increase. We had to take the risk, but we really could not absorb the whole thing. And the math is simple. Our tax rate last year, federal, state, plus duties and tariffs, was over 100%. make a dollar, pay more than a dollar. That's liquidating your company into the hands of the government. It's necessary to pass on some of it. So we would look for a reduction or elimination of the tariffs to help us keep our prices in check.
You are in the state of Illinois. They've got some pretty high taxes, I would imagine. And therefore, is it really like that? You make a dollar and then you pay more than a dollar in overall taxes?
Well, sure. I'd say that a working number is like 40% is about the highest tax rate or in the low 40s for an Illinois corporation. And the rest of it, more than the balance to 100, went to duties and tariffs. So that's the math of it. And that's why companies have to pass it on. You can maybe gut it out for a little while, but it eventually becomes part of your cost structure and has to be recovered, or else you'll eventually be out of business. We don't do anyone any good if we get sick.
Rick, the president recently kind of threatened those who ask for refunds back, especially the big names. He said, I will remember that if names like Apple, which has not yet applied for a refund, although under the law, they are totally entitled to it, and they probably paid a lot in tariffs. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I think it's the most American thing in the world to expect and to ask for a tax refund. Nobody likes taxes. Our country was founded based on a tariff dispute, so it's a tradition. I think that it's reflective of a challenging business environment. We shouldn't really be in this position. The best thing for job creation in this country is to put money in our hands so that we can spend it to build our business. I think that one of the nice things about the decision in our case is it stood up for the rule of law. We need the rule of law enforced here because that's what makes our country investable. Again, your audience should understand that. That's what makes us investable. So I feel that we're heading in the right direction, even if there's a few bumps.
Rick, let us know when you get the money. And the system certainly worked. The Supreme Court ruled in your favor, and the beneficiaries or anybody who paid those tariffs will continue to watch it. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Thank you.